public participation, and I'd like to invite Peter Richardson and Genevieve Robinson of Aotearoa Water Action to come forward for a public presentation. Welcome.
Thanks, Your Worship and councillors. I think most of you probably know what our group, Aotearoa Water Action, is doing. We've brought proceedings to overturn two water bottling consents granted in Belfast, North Canterbury by ECAN. Those proceedings have been filed and they're underway at the moment. We've got a fundraising campaign going. So you probably know what it's about, and I just wanted to talk very quickly about why we're bringing these proceedings. For us, it's not really about the economic interests that are playing around that. It's about, firstly, water safety, and secondly, water sovereignty, and thirdly, also calling our regulator to account where, in our view, they've slipped up in terms of their processes. So we're wanting to hold them to account and make sure they follow proper process. So water safety, that's really about making sure that we have sufficient high quality water supplies from our aquifers to supply not only this generation and the generation to come, but 7 generations ahead. So we're looking ahead for the future of Christchurch and making sure that we have water safety. It's also about environmental safety, making sure that the depletion of the aquifers, making sure that contamination of the aquifers isn't an issue that's going to affect neighbouring water bodies and to affect the environment, because it is a very sensitive environment, that one out there, as we've already seen with that contamination of Kapitoni Stream. Water sovereignty is about making sure that the community can meet its needs itself and not be reliant on water bottling companies to meet our need for drinking water in generations to come. That's a problem that's evident right around the world. People are unable to turn on a tap and get clean, high quality water. We don't want to see that happen in Christchurch. We have brought these proceedings. The crux of our argument is that ECAN failed to follow correct procedures. In fact, it failed to even follow its own procedures. It adopted a device, we would say, that enabled it to grant these consents in a way that wasn't authorised by the Resource Management Act and wasn't authorised by its own Land and Water Regional Plan. So that's the crux of our argument. At the moment, we're challenging consents to take water from existing bores. Some of them are as shallow as 20 metres, 33 metres, but we are aware that one of the applicants has also applied for and been granted a consent to sink a bore at 170 metres. We know it's public knowledge. I think the council has flagged its concern about this potentially affecting Christchurch's drinking water supplies, and that is a concern for us too. Our concern is also that there's a huge amount of investment being put into these applications by the water bottling companies. We believe there's been a lot of consultation with ECAN in the past, and we believe that there is a lot of will to ensure that this goes forward. We're hoping to head this off at the path, and we're hoping that our proceedings will be successful. We'd like you to get on our pages, to share our campaigns widely, and to do what you can to support us. Thank you. I'll hand over to Genevieve.
Genevieve, welcome.
Hi. How are you, Your Worship? I'm actually here on behalf of 112,000 people. In December, I actually started a petition on the campaign just mentioned by Peter. 112,000 people have signed, a lot of them New Zealanders, a lot of them Cantabrians. They also are very concerned at the situation with the bottling plants. A lot of people are unsure who's involved in it. We've got foreign investors and we've also got New Zealand investors. The two wellheads and bores are adjacent to each other, and they have consent to draw 24 million litres a day. So I'm quite visual. Imagine a 1 litre bottle, 24 million times, and that's every single day. So yes, the legal action mentioned we need $40,000 to run it. So the Pledge Me page is part of our campaign to cover our legal costs. We're actually all volunteers running this, so the legal cost is pretty much the only thing we need to cover. So far we're around $25,000. We need another 15 or so to cover our costs. So we've got Pledge Me up and running. We've got a bank account up and running under Aotearoa Water Action. You'll have all the information in front of you electronically, which was handed out this morning. Thank you. And just follow us on Facebook. This is really a campaign for everybody, including everyone in New Zealand. That's our precedent. We want to be the voice for everyone here. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the documentation that you refer to is on the hub. So if people would like to have a look at that, I think that the message that we're getting from you is that you would like councillors to be sharing that information through social media. I mean, obviously this meeting's being live streamed, so it's an opportunity to link to the presentation. I guess I've just got a couple of minutes for a quick question. Yanni?
Thank you for what you're doing. There used to be a fund that the government had, I think, an environmental legal aid assistance fund. Yeah. Are you aware of any sort of funds that exist to help communities go to the Environment Court or the Court of Appeal around these sorts of planning matters? The
problem with that fund is that it's only for action through the Environment Court.
Yeah, so this is a judicial review.
Yeah, this is a judicial review, which is a High Court proceeding, so we don't have that available.
It's actually a bit of a gap in the system.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I was just going to ask if you'd talk to our staff as well about being able to get council funding. I mean, I'm not sure if we have a policy around it.
There isn't council funding for actions such as this,
right.
but I have made the offer open for council staff to talk to you. I think some of our legal people were going to do so.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. But thank you. Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Okay. Well, look. Thank you very much for taking the opportunity for presenting. All the very best.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Sure.
See you.
Thank you. Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Chris Lynch was chatting about it this morning. So.
Excellent. Thank you.